Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Adeola Mosaku, and on my channel we do talk about organizing, I do talk about fashion, I do talk about reviewing products, but due to popular demand on this video, I've been asked to talk about body shapes, what to wear and what not to wear. If that tickles your fancy, grab yourself a nice cup of tea or coffee or smoothie for that matter, and let's get right into it. There are many body shapes for women, all beautiful in its own way, but there are many things that actually contribute to your body shape. So let's start with like body mass, your lifestyle, your genes, your fat distribution. There's so many things that contributes to you having this beautiful shape that you have. That's why everyone is completely unique to their own. So we are going to look at 5 different types of body shapes that, according to research, that's what they found. There are others as well, but we're going to concentrate on this 5 at the moment, and also how to know which one is your body shape out of the 5 we're going to mention today. Obviously there might be some people who are a combination of 2 out of this 5, or you might have features from one body type or any combination of the 5. It just depends on how your body is, but I'm here to help you figure out exactly which one you are, what to wear and then what not to wear. So how do I know my body shape, you ask, Adeola? Well, there are many ways, or a couple of ways to know what your body shape is. One of the methods is to get yourself a measuring tape like this one, and we have 4 places we're going to measure on our body. So grab yourself one, put it round your shoulders. We're going to measure your shoulders, and you want it to be just before it slips off, like just somewhere around there. So measure that. So this is far too off, so something like this. You can get a friend, a spouse, you can measure it yourself as well. Just something comfortable just around there would be a good number. So take that down, and then the next one you want to measure is your bust. So you want to wear like an underwear would be great, so that you're not adding to your measurements. For me, I'm wearing something quite light anyway, so that should be fine. Just take that on there as well. Make sure it's a bit loose so you can wear a padded bra or non-padded bra for that matter. And then the next measurement you want to take is your waist. Now your waist is just above your belly button, which would be the smallest part of your body really. So that's your waist, and then you want to take the widest part of your hips as well. So those are the 4 measurements you would need to hand. So why would you need this measurement? For example, I mean, it's not like we'll get tailored clothes, but if you were to shop in a shop you're not so familiar with, and sometimes they have size guidelines on there, if you know your measurements to hand, that is a really good thing to have, so you can order exactly what's going to be tailored to you, or at least you can always order the right size. That helps you away from buying and returning and buying and returning your clothes. So I always say have your measurements, at least those 4 to hand. It always helps. Okay, let's talk about those 5 body shapes we spoke about earlier. The first one I will be talking about is apple. There's another one that's pear. We've got inverted triangle, a rectangle and an hourglass. So the first shape I'm going to talk about is the apple shape, which is also known as an oval. So you have an oval shape if you have generally big bust, broad shoulders. You're normally like fuller around your top part of your body, and your waist is not defined and your hips is quite narrow. Also, you normally would have great, beautiful legs. So your styling goal will be basically to elongate your torso and show off those beautiful legs, and also try to create a waist whenever we can, basically. So to do this, I'm going to show you things that you should wear and things maybe you do not want to wear. But before you go into that, you might want to get some inspiration from some celebrities. And some of the celebrities that also have an apple shape, we have Queen Latifah, we have Adele, and we also have Miss Elliott. So those three, you can type them into Google, find out what they're wearing, what suits them might suit you because you have the same body type. Or you can go into Pinterest and also kind of create your own board. And if you wanted me to, I can do a completely different video to show you exactly what an apple should be wearing and not should be wearing. I will show you one or two at the moment, but just for the sake of not making this video extremely long, we are just going to look at one or two pieces for you to wear and what not to wear. For an apple shape lady, you want to stay away from things that draws attention to your waist, because here we want to create the illusion of you having a waist. So for starters, you want to stay away from things that are like off-shoulder dresses and tops. They just draw attention to the fact that you've got broad shoulders basically. So you want to also draw yourself away from things that are like really tight, as in completely tight dresses that just shows that, okay, you haven't got a waist here. And you also want to stay away from clothes that are way too bulky at the same time. You don't want to just overly dress, which, you know, I know you're trying to hide the fact that you haven't got a waist, but we don't want to then overdress you with these huge clothes that then doesn't actually bring out your figure at all. It doesn't highlight the fact that, okay, we can create a waist just above here. If you have a dress that is tight here and then it just flows out, it's a really good dress for you, like an A-line skirt is what I'm talking about. You would find that they just kind of snitch you up here and creates an illusion of a waist, and then it flows and this kind of covers the fact that you haven't got a big waist or hips going down your legs. Also, you might want to show off your beautiful legs by wearing a high waist jeans, which it's very controversial for apple people, but I've seen a lot of people, or I've watched a lot of people who have an apple shape and they really pull off skinny jeans very well. Obviously you don't want it to be too skinny, but you definitely want it to be high-waisted, and you can layer up on top of that. Another really good thing you can do is have one of those waterfall cardigans where you just, you know, wear your jeans, wear a nice top. That V-neck top is always good for you, and then put on a waterfall kind of cardigan. So layering up is very good for an apple shape, and with your heels to show off your legs, that would work really beautiful. Like I said, I have to do a completely different video to show you exactly as to how to really style an apple shape. The next shape I'm going to be talking about is my pear-shaped ladies. You know you're a pear-shaped lady if you've got a narrow shoulder and a small bust. You're most likely to have a well-defined waist, and you would have thicker tights. You have a rounded bottom. You also have your lower part of your body, which is your hips, is definitely much wider than the upper part of your body. For my pear ladies, who are also known as triangle, your styling goal is to basically enhance your waistline, your arms, and add volume to your shoulders, the upper part of your body, so that you can get a balanced silhouette. What you want to do is also stay away from anything that enhances or anything that draws attention to your thighs and hips. Now, if you wanted to know what not to wear, you want to avoid skinny jeans, low waist skinny jeans, because that just doesn't emphasize or draws attention to the fact that you've got a well-defined waist. That just takes away from that and completely enhances the fact that you've got really big hips. So you don't want to do that. Instead, go for high-waisted jeans, and that would actually show your curves up. You can just go for a darker pair of trousers rather than really bright trousers. That's if you wanted to downplay your hips. For those of you who don't want to, you don't need to be cautious about that, because as a pear shape you can get away with wearing a lot of things. But if you wanted to kind of downplay your hips, what you want to do, if you're conscious of that, you can make sure that your bags, for example, doesn't absolutely fall on your hips. It doesn't stop where your hips are, because that's just going to draw attention to it. On the upper side of your body, you want to have like tops that have shoulder pads in them that have puffiness in them. You can wear really nice jewelry on the top, some things that draws away attention from the fact that you have got a small body waist there, but kind of gives you volume on that. Will be very, ruffles with really nice arms will make you feel like you've got broad shoulders. It's quite good for you if you're a pear-shaped person. Also, heels are actually quite nice for if you've got pear-shaped, you kind of elongate your leg as well, which will make you look taller than you are. So if you're pear-shaped, you can pretty much get away with a lot of things. You just need to be a bit conscious of your hips, and the way to be conscious of your hips is you wear dark colors at the bottom and wear light colors on top. As a pear shape, you want to invest in a more structured outfit that actually shows off the fact that you've got a really good defined waist. Another thing you might want to do is invest in a very good bra, especially maybe like a push-up bra, because most of our pear-shaped ladies, you might not really have a big bust, so investing in a bra that makes you look a lot more put together would help your shape to have that balanced silhouette that you're trying to get. If you wanted to get inspiration from some celebrities, you can look at Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, and also Rihanna. The next body shape we're talking about is inverted triangle body shape, which is kind of opposite to the triangle, also known as a pear body shape. You know you're an inverted triangle if your shoulders are relatively wider than your hip line. Also, your shoulders are quite strong looking. They might be broad and very strong looking. Also, you might vary between a small to large boobs, and you probably have a flat bottom. Your hips look straight and flat compared to your broad shoulders, and your waist, you have very little or no waist definition. So for this body type, you kind of project a more athletic or sporty physique. So most swimmers that have this kind of inverted triangles, also like I mentioned before, your shoulders are very square, they're very defined, they're very, very noticeable. It's probably the first thing they kind of see in your body. So let's look at what you need to do. What are your styling goals for inverted triangle? For my inverted triangle ladies, what you want to do, your style goal is to balance out that broad shoulders, your chest, your back, and your narrow lower body with a much balanced silhouette. And to do that, you will need to choose clothing that has curves to your hips, to your bottom, and also while you're doing that, you want to kind of add a waistline to your body and also take away emphasis from the upper part of your body. You want to avoid anything that adds more volume to your shoulders. You already have a nice broad shoulder, so you don't want to wear anything like shoulder pads or ruffles on the shoulders on this side. You want to kind of go for a V-neck top, which kind of draws attention to your neckline rather than to your shoulders. Also, you want to go for sleeves like Ratlan's shoulders sleeves, and also Dolman sleeves. They kind of soften your shoulders. They're not too fitted on the arms, so it doesn't draw attention to your shoulders. It kind of just draws attention to your overall top body. So that's a really, really good one to go for. Also, if you wanted to immediately cut your shoulders into half, well, create the illusion of doing that, you can go for half shoulders. They're really, really good for inverted triangle ladies. They just kind of cut your shoulders into half. But also, most silhouettes that come with half shoulders are already kind of nice looking. So imagine you wearing a beautiful dress with a half shoulder. That would look really, really great on you. Also, a wrap dress would also create a illusion of you having a waistline, so that's also a good option for you. Now, if you wanted to look at celebrities that have this kind of shape and body shape and you want to get inspiration for them, you can look at Naomi Campbell, you can look at Victoria Beckham, and also Angelina Jolie as well. So those three ladies will give you good inspiration. The next body shape I'm going to talk about is a rectangle body shape. You know you're a rectangle girl if when you make your measurements for your boobs, your hips and your waist, they all have the same measurements. Now you're most likely to have a small to average bust and you have very little waist definition. You also have a straight hip and bottom as well. You do not have too many curves and you have a well aligned shoulders to your hips. For my rectangle ladies, your styling goal is to be able to create an illusion of curves and a defined waist, and also because you've got great hands and legs, you want to flaunt your hands, your arms and your leg. Trousers particularly look really great on you. You want to stay away from anything that shows that you haven't got a waist. So for example, you wouldn't go for baggy clothes, you wouldn't go for a crop top because that's just going to show, hey, I haven't got no waist. You know, you want to stay away from things that just make you look boxy. Anything boxy, oversized, you want to stay away from that. Instead, you want to create a waist by wearing a nice snitched belt. So something that snitches your waist in. You want to wear wrap dresses, you want to wear a tailored dress, you want to wear a tailored nice fitted jacket, especially jackets that already have a well-defined waist to it, that, you know, shows you that you have a waist. Things that create an illusion of waist. That's your main goal as a rectangle shape lady. So you, as like I said before, if you are a rectangle lady, you're most likely known as a supermodel, and trousers does look great on you. Show skinny jeans, because you've got long legs, you could get away with all sorts of trousers. Skinny jeans, light skinny jeans, dark skinny jeans, a little bit of boot cut. You can get away with all of that, but you want to draw attention to the fact that, oh yes, I do have a waist, by creating an illusion of waist using belts, using silhouettes that are already snitched in at the waist. If you wanted to get inspiration from celebrities, we have Megan, we have Cameron Diaz, and we also have Kate Moss. So my next body shape is going to be an hourglass. You know you're an hourglass if you've got a full bust, you've got a well-defined narrow waist, you also have a round bottom, you have a well-proportionate balance with your hips and shoulders, and you've got a curvy shape. So this is the most common body shape, or most feminine body shape, is the hourglass one. For my hourglass ladies, your styling goal is to highlight your curved body by making sure that your silhouette balances out your upper and lower body at the same time. Also, you want to flaunt, you want to show off that waist that you have, that well-defined waist. You want to show that off. You do not want to wear tops with a lot of volumes, for example the ones that have ruffles, because they just kind of imbalance your top. So you have like a huge volume on top and it doesn't balance out. Your trousers might not balance that out. Also, when it comes to trousers, you do not want to go for low waist jeans. Yes, you might be able to get away with it, but a high waist jeans will look better on you. Also, you want to kind of stay away from a lot of oversized clothes. I know they're very much in vogue at the moment, but oversized is not really for your body type. If you're an hourglass lady, you have loads of options to go for. You can wear, you know, nice pencil skirts, straight skirts, you can wear v-necks, off shoulders, you can wear bootcut jeans, straight jeans, you know, definitely you want them to be high-waisted as well. So you have loads of options to choose from. And also, if you wanted to gain more inspiration from some celebrities, or if you wanted to know celebrities that have an hourglass shape, we have Marilyn Monroe. She's no longer with us, but she's got that hourglass shape. She's a definitely one that's well known for her shape actually. And also we have J-Lo, Chanel Iman as well, who's also got an hourglass shape. So you can look on Pinterest, create a pimple, a pinboard for yourself to find out what works best for you if you're an hourglass shape. Now, I've mentioned all the shapes. I wanted to kind of throw it in there. If you know what shape you are, let me know at the comments below. And also, you're going to have to guess what shape I am. If you do know, if you're going to take a guess, let me know at the comments below. So just to give you like a conclusion, or if you're still not sure what body shape you are, another way to know is where do you put on weight the most. So if you are an apple shape, you tend to put on weight on your upper part of your body, but it's very easy for an hourglass or a rectangle shaped lady to get themselves confused or think that they are an apple shape. And this happens because sometimes as you grow older, maybe you've got kids or you pass menopause, you start to put on weight around your tummy area or your upper area. You might think that you are an apple shape, but what you want to do is make those measurements, do those measurements and find out if your hips and your bust and your shoulders, which ones is the most. If you're an hourglass, definitely your hips and your shoulders are going to be about the same measurement. So what you want to do is do those measurements and figure out which one you are. So that's why the measurements are quite important. But you can look at by training of eyes, you can look at someone and say definitely this is what you are. But like I said, as ladies, as human beings, we change all the time depending on your diet, your bone structure and all of that. So it depends on what you're going through to life as well. You can change from apple to an hourglass or rectangle. It just depends on what's going on. So the best way to know also is where do you put on weight the most. If you're a pear-shaped person, you most likely put on weight on your thighs, on the bottom part of your body. If you're an hourglass, you most likely put on weight all over. So if you're a rectangle, you know your measurements from your bust, your waist and your hips are always going to be the same. So those spaces you put on weight in other spaces, but those measurements are always going to be the same. And if you're inverted triangle, your shoulders are always going to be much broader than the lower part of your body. So I really hope all of this is helpful. I hope that you're able to figure out exactly which body shape or which body type you are. If you are a combination of any of the 5 shapes I discussed earlier, let me know at the comments below. And if you want me to do a more detailed body shape for each and every body type, let me know at the comments below. I can also help you with personal styling. In my previous videos, I've done a Ted Baker haul. I've also done a winter wear. If you'd like to go and have a look at those videos. Also, to help my channel, go ahead and give us a like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.